Well, between Memorial Day and Labor Day, Idaho experiences what the officials call the 100 Deadliest Days. This is when traffic fatalities spike. Here to discuss summer driving risks and safety tips is Jason Monteleone from Monteleone Law Group. 100 Deadliest Days, that has kind of a scary headline to it, but when you look at the numbers, you look at the facts, it's true, right, for Idaho?
Joey, that tagline is accurate. It is one of those things that, while it is perhaps an intimidating tagline, the incidence of serious personal injury, motor vehicle collisions skyrockets during the summer.
And it's that Memorial Day to Labor Day. For a lot of people, that's camping season, that's summer vacations. What are some of the biggest factors that contribute, unfortunately, to that spike in fatalities?
That's a great question. In 30 years of handling personal injury cases in Boise and throughout Idaho, what you see in the summertime are several things. One, people are comfortable. They're behind the wheel, the weather's nice, they tend to have music playing, the sun is shining, and perhaps they don't have their guard up.
Yeah.
Another thing I've noticed in the last 30 years of handling personal injury cases locally is there are more construction zones. People need to slow down for construction zones. A lot of the construction on our roadways is done during the summertime, and the funding for those projects occurs in the summertime. And then lastly, people tend to be enjoying themselves a bit more. So the incidence of drunk driving and altered state driving increases dramatically in the summertime.
Well, and then I would say one thing too. You bring up the relaxed driving, right? Because you're heading on vacation, you're heading for a weekend out, but then there's also that, and I'm gonna maybe stereotype here, especially with the dads, it's the, we're leaving at 3, I wanna get to the campsite by 5, the GPS has us now. It's kind of that urgency that a lot of people, when they're going away camping for the weekend or vacation, they're almost so urgent.
And that certainly plays a role in all of it. You know, we are so busy, we're always rushing here, rushing there. In America, throughout the United States, we just see more people that are on limited time and are trying to find their way to their destination as quickly as possible, and perhaps aren't paying attention. The important thing is everyone slow down, calm down. There is no need to arrive at your destination so quickly that you drive recklessly or inattentively, cause harm to others.
Well, and it's always that saying, right? It's better to arrive late than, not alive, right? I mean, it's one of those things, if it takes you 5 extra minutes. Are there certain times in the day that are more risk at driving, especially during this 100 Deadliest Days?
You know, Idaho Transportation Department does a great job of keeping statistics.
Okay.
And statistically, during the summertime, 4 to 5 p.m. on Saturdays is the hour with the greatest incidence of serious motor vehicle collisions, but also just the rush hours, 4 to 7 on weekdays, 4 p.m. to 7 p.m. on weekdays. Those tend to be the peak hours when we see the greatest number of serious motor vehicle collisions.
And when you think of Idaho in particular, it's 55, which if you've never driven that route, it's dangerous already, right up against the banks of the river and all that. It's also probably something you see, I imagine, a lot, is people that go, I've driven this a million times. I've driven up to McCall every Friday and come back Sunday. And so maybe some of that lackadaisical driving of saying, I know the route, I imagine.
That's another good point. We're lulled into a sense of a lackadaisical approach, perhaps a little too secure, because we've driven that roadway hundreds, thousands of times, and we probably don't have our guard up as much as we should.
Also, probably during this time, you have kids on summer vacation. They're allowed to hang out at their friend's house maybe a little bit later. What are some tips for parents with teen drivers during the summer?
Parents can greatly reduce the incidence of motor vehicle collisions in the summertime by simply having that talk with their children. That is, there's going to be more cars on the road, you have to drive defensively, and just have a basic talk with your kids. Educate them. They're newer drivers typically, and don't have the experience behind the wheel. So having that candid conversation with your kids about how to safely negotiate the busy summer roads is key.
And no TikTok, obviously, while driving. Can we get that TikTok, Snapchat, kids? Put it down.
No TikToking while you're driving, no tweeting, none of it.
Yeah, none of it.
Leave it all out.
Yeah, and you know what? For adults, the text can wait. The email can wait. Whatever pops up on your phone can wait. It's not just the teens, but yeah, that's a great advice. Where can people go for more information?
If people need more information, they're certainly welcome to contact my law firm, Monteleone Law Offices. We like to think we're a resource for our community. Anyone that needs information or assistance is happy to call us. They can reach us on our website, which is very easy to locate, but don't do the Google search while driving, please.
Absolutely. Well, thank you so much for the time. We really appreciate it.
Joey, thanks for having me.
Absolutely. Thank
Nice
you.
meeting you.
Yeah, absolutely. We'll have more Idaho Today coming up.